And welcome back, folks. Welcome back to Pirates Esports. I'm the wonderful Rambo, and joined by the equally, if not more wonderful, Black Bloxer. How you doing?
There's no way I'm more wonderful than you. Your pirate puns last time around were.
Okay.
They were peak wonderful.
Okay, so that's the thing. I can bring the pirate puns to the table, but you bring the actual hardcore analysis to the table. So what do you prefer more? I think you're better in that regard. Anyways, we're about to get into the next draft here. We're against the GOATs this time. Oh no, okay, hold on. I had to think about something. I'm not going to say it out loud because I was told not to do that joke.
Nope, that joke doesn't happen. We're not making that joke.
But it's not even the right animal, so
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. So we saw how we don't know how the GOATs are going to go, but we saw the Pirates play. So what do you expect based on that draft? Are they going to translate it? I think the GOATs probably going to watch that match and be like, hell no, we're not going to have that Urgot in my match.
Yeah, I would not mind banning out that Urgot. We have to remember, though, that the Urgot was counterpicked into that Gwen. And so, that's an interesting pickup right there. You wouldn't really want to play the Urgot into something that's more tanky. You don't have quite as good a matchup. But, if we do see an early Gwen pickup, then there is definitely a possibility to see it again. Something I wonder if we're going to see again is the Jarvan. That Jarvan was absolutely insane. But to be honest, every single bit of that composition worked out quite well. We're having a look at the ranks right now, and these two teams are relatively similar in rank. There was a bit more of a disparity last time about, so this game might be a little bit closer, because I gotta be honest, that last one was a bit of a stomp.
Yeah, no, I think bit of a stomp is a tiny bit of an understatement. But as you said, we're looking at mostly Diamond players coming in from the GOATs, and mostly Diamond with some outliers and two Plats and one Master. So just kind of more divided, more in different places for the for the Pirates, sorry. So this is what's going to make it interesting. Now, just knowing off the play styles generally, it feels like, especially since they banned the Fiora, right? Fiora being another pick for Johan, he definitely plays more of those, I would say, I don't think the best word is play, but like solo queue, like I am going to win lane to win the game type style. Champions. It's not like he plays for his team, right? He's a very strong, independent top laner who needs no man. Because I think that's how he plays, and I expect more champions on that. That's why at least I'm expecting going into this next match.
I could definitely see that, more of those funky picks up in the top lane. I love it. I've not seen an Urgot in forever, like we said during that draft. So if we could just keep seeing independent top laners, like you said, it really does also unlock, the jungler across the rest of the map. You're not locked in constantly trying to look after all three lanes. It makes your job a lot easier if you're focusing on just the mid and one of the side lanes. Mid and bot lane, I mean, Gizmo constantly hitting those hooks. If you can do the same thing again and get your jungler involved, it really does open up the rest of the map to be a little bit more open and easy for the jungle to be able to run the ship how he wants it to be done.
Oh, now you got the pirate puns coming in there. I saw that one. Oh, man.
I gotta be honest, I didn't mean to say that one until it happened. I wish I was that cool.
No. Hey, you'll get there eventually. I wish I could take some of that analysis, hardcore analysis. I'll trade you my puns. I'll
take the puns. I'm bored of being the straight man. I want to be the funny guy at some point.
Oh man. Hey, but you play the straight man very well. You play the straight man very well, and sometimes a cast needs that when it comes to duels, because one guy has to be the one who makes a fool of himself, and one guy has to look like the professional, and you look like the professional.
Thank you very much. I feel like making a fool of yourself as the American, it's your job.
Yeah.
It's the way that things have to happen. I'm sorry.
It makes sense. I planned the role so well. I'm the guy across the pond. I'm the one who makes a fool of himself. I'm the Yank. That makes
sense.
You're
the lovable hero, though. I'm the evil English person. The villain always has the English accent. So
no, but then also not that seems like what James Bond has an English accent. You're the very proper, very straight, very.
Hey, if you're calling me James Bond, I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't know. You got the looks for it. That's one thing for sure, right?
You are an absolute charmer, honestly. Lies.
I know.
It's just lies.
I know. I've been told I have very high charisma. I've been told I have very high charisma.
Did you just stat fully into charisma? 10 points in charisma, 0 points in anything else?
Yep. Nope. Strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, all out the window. Maybe a bit in con because I'm Korean and God knows those foods most people can't eat, but I can.
That's true.
But then, charisma is basically all I got going for me.
I love this. Spices? Mm-mm. Pepper. Salt and pepper. Those are spicy.
Which is crazy since your country basically went on a tear across the world for spices, and it's like y'all don't even use it or can barely even eat it.
I am kidding, by the way. I feel like this is very important to mention. I can do not a lot of spice, but a little bit of spice,
Okay.
more than pepper at least, because that's I do know some people who are like that. To be fair,
Yeah, I know people who are like, "Oh, barbecue sauce is too spicy for me."
barbecue
Excuse me,
sauce.
barbecue sauce. I People have said that
What?
to me like point blank with a straight face, and I'm just like, "Excuse me."
That's that's appalling.
It
That's
is.
that's actually appalling. I'm not a fan of that one at all. I
Yeah,
why would you
no.
put that in my brain? Some
Yeah,
people,
I know. Just
yikes.
something. Okay, so looks like we're about to get into the draft here, folks. You can stop hearing us ramble on about spices and foods for a second, and we can actually get back into some League of Legends.
What do you mean? This is exactly what the people want.
And you're not
Nah, we'll
wrong.
see what's gonna come through right here. It's gonna be the Akshan ban, so it looks like some target bans right now. There are a lot of bot lane bans, a lot of jungle bans that we saw in the previous time out. Do you want to ban out anything that we've previously seen? Instead, it's gonna be Legacy God Sire. We saw that one banned away. Milio was also taken away from the Pirates, so do you just take the same set of bans as last time?
Yeah, maybe. I think that's maybe the plan here. You got the Draven ban as well. Now, I'm kind of curious, who would be playing the action? Is that target? Because I feel like they're trying to target, at least for now, the ADC. You get the Seraphine ban as well. That's a very flexible but interesting pick as well. Last ban coming in from the Pirates, and then we'll go into last ban for the Goats.
Let's see. It's going to be the Shen band away. Don't want to have something neutralizing the lane. It will be that Milio ban away from Gizmo. Clearly, that's one of his best champions. So, first pick, who do you give it to? Johan could technically take the first pick, but I expect this more to go towards the jungle or the AD carry. That's usually the positions that we see first picked in the current meta. The Jarvan up and available, the Sejuani too. A lot of those high gank priority junglers, exactly the kind of thing that Parla usually likes to play.
Yeah, I would not expect it. Oh, like getting the hover and probably the selection. Yep,
There we
immediately
go.
selected that Jarvan. No surprise there. He was a menace with the Jarvan last game.
Really was. Rushed that Black Cleaver and never looked back. Constantly able to get into those big team fights, lock multiple people up in that Cataclysm. If he's able to play even half as well as he did last time around, be a very, very good time for the Pirates, looking to go 2-0 on today. The response right here, gonna be a set pickup now. It's risky, I think, blind picking into Johan because we know he's got some counter picks, and you could have taken that counter pick versus Johan into this red side. Instead, set Gragas that gives you a lot of engage and a very tanky front line.
Yeah, and not even that too. Just look at the draft wise. You don't know where that set in Gragas is going because both of those champs have a lot of places they can go, right? We've seen set mid work. We've seen Gragas mid. Set support is very much a thing. So definitely puts a lot more flexibility as Johan. They're hovering Gwen for the Johan.
Okay.
And they do. Gwen being picked up. Dumpster to Gwen decided to pick it up like the souls, like this soul stealer that he is, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, indeed.
And Gizmo on the Nautilus. Yep, that tracks. Very
Yeah,
good
that
pick here.
tracks.
Those dredge lines were amazing.
I'm sad. He was floating with us the idea of giving us that Ivan in the support role with Smite. I would have loved to have seen it. Unfortunately, they're going to play this one proper, actually pick up a decent champion right here. Nautilus is great with a lot of AD carries. Response might be the Rakan. Rakan, a super strong pick at the moment. However, you know, the Goats did ban out the Xayah, so you're not exactly going to be able to find that Lovers during the bot lane. Still, Rakan's perfectly happy alongside quite a lot of the champions at the moment. He's not quite as strong as he was in past patches, but I'm expecting Johan picking up that Gwen to think that the set is top, because Gwen has a decent matchup into anything tanky, set included. Looks like we're going to have some mid lane bans, as we don't think there's been any mid laners picked yet.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, obviously, which is kind of how spicy people can be. We could see, you know, like old MSI, that Nautilus mid, but I highly doubt that. Now, I'm honestly kind of curious what the Goats have planned over here, because it's that Gragas set. It's just, you have so many options. I'm curious where they're going to go with that. Looks like they're targeting mid laners for now, so they're imagining that Gragas is going to be jungle then, or at least that's what they're assuming.
Yeah, you would think so, although not a 100% guarantee. It's two mid lane bans mean that they really do think so. Interestingly, the Goats did take away the Varus. We just saw how good the... That's a Rek'Sai.
That's a Rek'Sai.
I love Rek'Sai. I love Rek'Sai so much. Unfortunately, we're here on the Pirates stream. Would quite like to see the Pirates be able to pick up this win, but Rek'Sai, oh, I love it. It's super risky, though. You've got to find early ganks, get yourself ahead. Otherwise, come team fights, you are basically just a walking ward with that Tremor Sense, looking for where the opposition is, because you can't get anything done.
They still haven't picked... I don't know what the picks are, because obviously we know Rek'Sai and Rakan are going down, and we know their plays. They're going jungle, they're going support. But I sure as hell don't know where this set and Gragas is going, and I'm just confused as you get the Nico pickup for Minion Rusher this time.
Okay, looking for another highly aggressive pick. You don't expect it to be able to find too many, sneaky minion plays at this point. Most mid laners are wise to those tricks, but still, you do so much damage off of that Pop Blossom. You can just get into the backline and blow people up. Right now, we're expecting this to be a mid lane pickup. If it is Zakarthus, you still to technically flex it between mid and jungle, depending on what you're wanting. It would give you a lot of extra AP damage, but...
I think that's a bot lane Karthus.
That's a bot lane, yeah. No, sorry, my brain just caught up with that. That is a bot lane Karthus. Okay.
Yeah, Gragas mid, set top, Rex. That's certainly a comp.
If this set and Rek'Sai don't get ahead, you have no AD damage whatsoever. You've got plenty of AP off the Gragas and the Karthus, but that's what we were highlighting with the set, with the Gragas. You didn't necessarily have to pick where it was going to go. Love me some of this composition right here out of the Goats. It's very risky, and versus a much more standard composition in Pirates.
Yeah, that's something that you expect to see on the left. That's my solo queue games on the right. That's one thing for sure. But you know what? That's what we asked for. We asked for the spice. We asked for something a bit more than barbecue sauce here. And you know what? The Goats delivered. And I am sure as heck ready for it. But I think, honestly, now that I think about it, I think they might have been trying to go for that Yasuo play. I think.
Yeah, you could see it.
Yeah, and I definitely see why they banned
why
that
it was
out.
banned. Yeah, you can totally understand why the Pirates banned that one out. Really interestingly, though, last game, I highlighted the fact that the Jarvan, he didn't really have that big wombo combo synergy with any of the picks last time around. Obviously, did not matter. This time, though, yeah, Jarvan ult into Nico, into the bullet time of misfortune. Yeah, that hurts. That really hurts.
Oh, that is going to be painful.
Yeah.
That's going to be a mess to deal with. But I think maybe that's why they picked the set, because he could theoretically ult the Jarvan out, maybe.
Yes.
Or at least do something where he can pull somebody out. Maybe. That's...
It's a risky proposition. I mean, this entire composition right here out of the Goats is the sort of thing where you say, hey, you need to get ahead right now, which is a little bit incongruent with the Karthus. Karthus, he doesn't do too much early on. You're kind of ulting in the early game to just steal kills off of the rest of the map and get yourself to those item breakpoints, but 4 or 5 items, 50 minutes into the game, Karthus one-taps basically everybody, to be honest. Maybe not the Jarvan, although if he goes with that more damage build, even the Jarvan, maybe not the Nautilus, but certainly Gwen, Nico, Misfortune, you can take them out almost immediately with that Requiem, but at the same time, I mean, the Pirates ended their last game in 28 minutes. It was functionally over by 15. Do you really have that much time to scale up into the late game?
No, I don't think you do. Especially with how I'm pretty damn sure that Jarvan is going to be playing very aggressive, especially with how Gizmo was last game. I'm expecting full aggression. I'm expecting maybe they don't end the game in 20 minutes, but they're going to play like they're going to try to end the game in 20 minutes.
Absolutely, and I'm expecting once again for Parla to start up towards the top side of the map, work his way back down, see if you can get Legacy God and Gizmo ahead. Those hooks out of Gizmo were landing, and Akarthus has no mobility whatsoever. If you can get on top of him, you can absolutely burst him out. However, landing those Skittles during the early laning phase can hurt pretty badly. Going to be really interested to see which of these supports decide that they want to go in and who ends up getting pushed in and having to play a bit more defensively.
Yep. Yes, indeed. We're about 30 seconds. Sorry, not 30 minutes. 30 Jeez. Seconds. Sorry. 30 seconds away from actually jumping onto the Rift here, folks. Based off the draft, who do you think is going to take it here?
I like the more standard composition right here out of Pirate, to be honest. Not to be biased. I mean, it's a Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is one of my absolute mains. I love that champion so much. I want to see it do well, but unless we see I mean, of kills out of Ninja Yoshi on this Rek'Sai early on, I just don't see this composition really getting its feet under them, whereas it's a much more standard composition out of Pirate Esports. I think it's easier to execute as well, and we saw just how good that Jarvan can be on Parlor.
Yeah. I'm just going to be a bit biased here because I want the spice. I like the spice, and that's what I'm going to hope and pray that the spiciest team can take it all. But we shall see as we are about seconds away. We can actually start seeing some of the ruins here. Nothing particularly out of the ordinary. Oh, lethal tempo Seth is actually kind of interesting.
Now that means the Set who is just trying to beat the opposition to death. You can totally understand that idea. It is going to be an ignite as well onto Johan, so he's looking to get super aggressive. It is going to be a teleport onto Serotonin in the top lane, but if we take a look at the mid laners, teleport on Minion Crusher and ignite on Berra Mustard, so we've got only one teleport in the game on each team.
Yeah, but the good news is, at least for the side of the GOATs, is that theoretically they have that Karthus has presence throughout the map with his Requiem, right? That's what he's got going.
Yeah.
But we're jumping into the Rift here. Pirates versus the GOATs.
Crash collision right here. Are we going to get ships passing in the night, or are we going to see some early aggression? I do definitely favor Pirate Esports early engage, but they're just going to splinter off. We're not going to get too much fancy stuff happening in this early game. Real shame. I'd love to see this level 1 ARAM style brawl.
Just want to see those goats, rams butt heads with each other, not goats. Nah, wrong animal pun here.
Wrong animal, unfortunately. I mean, goats butt heads too. I know a goat. This is completely irrelevant, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I know a goat. Her name's Cookie, and she hates me. Anytime I'm within 50 feet of this goat, she charges me. So you know what? Goats do headbutt.
You know what? I also have stories about goats too while we got this early game too. So fun fact about my school, we had a rivalry with another team, and their mascot was the goats. So we absolutely hated the goats. So much so that we had a class ranking, so we were all like in college, we were ranked from like best to worst. The worst person in the school, the worst person in like a given grade. So when I graduated, we had the GOAT, aka the person who performed the least academically. They were known as
the opposite of what the goat usually is. I love it.
Yeah, because you know what? We don't like goats. We don't like goats where we came from. They were our rivals.
Me and you certified goat haters, which means good things for this game right here. We want Pirates to win right now. Let's have a look. Okay, actually, Jarvan gonna start down towards the bot side of the map, making his way up to the top side, maybe to try and get Johan ahead, because we saw what Johan can do with a lead, whereas Ninja Yoshi gonna be starting up towards the top side of the map, making his way down. But there is definitely gank potential down there.
Ooh, that was very chunky. You kind of forget the percent health hits from the set and how much work they can do, as Gizmo immediately hits level 2, but that was a great dash away from the Rakan to get away from dodge. That was very good, actually.
Kija immediately knew that he had to get out of dodge. Gizmo has just been throwing hooks basically on cooldown throughout both of these games so far. See if that continues on. Actually, we said making his way towards top side. No. Parla straight to bot, just going to 3 camp to gank. This could be a very potent gank.
Yep, if they're just not ready for it, as we said, this Karthus very slow flash forward, great flash and response. Very good reactions coming in for Gomer Boy. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, Bear not having a fun time.
Berra Mustard getting pushed in massively. Minion having a great time, and this is what you get in a ranged versus melee matchup. This Nico going to be able to deal a ton of damage already, and that just does not stop. Nico is in a very strong position in the meta right now. Pop Blossom, especially that big ultimate, if you can land it onto multiple members, stuns tons of damage, can really change the landscape of a team fight, and I think that's a main thing we need to highlight. The ultimates out of Pirate Esports are just so strong.
Ooh, Serotonin looking to put Johan to sleep in the top lane. Very aggressive. That damage coming in from that set, at least pre-6 before Gwen has the needlework. He's trying to take advantage of it while he can.
Certainly, this is going to be a pretty skill-based matchup. That Ignite for Johan definitely giving you a little bit of extra aggression, but still getting pushed in. Like you said, level 6, that's the real turning point. After that early gank, Parla making his way up towards the top side of the map, managed to take out most of his camps actually, and despite the fact that he went and ganked, pretty much on par with the speed of the clear out of Ninja Yoshi. Unfortunately, Rek'Sai level 1 to 3, those ganks before you take that first base, that clear before you take that first base, it's not particularly strong. You lose a lot of health for it, it's not too fast, you really need a couple of items under your belt. That pickaxe will really help Ninja, but it just means that Paul has been able to be a little bit more active so far, looking for another potential gank in the mid lane.
Yep. You already saw Gizmo threaten to like rotate up towards mid, using that Squire's Bloom to get out of vision and able to clear that. So that gives him an easy path towards mid lane if you want to take him in the future. We saw how much Gizmo really liked to roam last game.
And was constantly all across the map, working really well with Parla. Mustard has to go in just to be able to try trade back a little bit of damage. He's not going to die here, but should certainly be forced back onto his turret. It's going to be really risky to try pick up all of these minions. He's actually forced all the way back to base right here, and this is huge. Barry Mustard with no teleport going to lose an entire minion wave worth of gold and XP, putting him massively far behind Minion Crusher.
Yep. Great job playing that matchup. Just to the T. Yoshi coming in, trying to at least help his jungler. And there's Gizmo. We talked about this. He likes to roam, and he sure as hell roaming up towards the mid lane already. It's not even 5 minutes in. Lord have mercy.
Just popping his face into mid lane, showing up, saying hi, making sure that Ninja Yoshi isn't able to just cleanly pick up this wave either. Look at that, it's a 10 CS difference in this mid lane right now. Exactly what you don't want to happen. Ninja Yoshi just being consistently clearing out camps, not looking to gank too much, so has got a little bit of a lead over Parla, who has been looking for those early ganks, but things in all the other lanes are relatively even. It is just this mid lane right now that is going a little bit wrong, let's say, for the GOATs.
Yeah, it's only not. I would say it's a little bit. It's not like there's a kill being taken over, but definitely Bear is just not in a fun position. He's not allowed to play the game of League of Legends, you know? There's sometimes where you just got those matchups.
Yeah, when you're in that range versus melee, constantly getting pushed in, hit with all of those blossoms, it happens.
No! Flash coming in, Call, try to go over the wall, but now there's a response getting in. The Rakan at least able to keep his support alive. There is an immediate TP from the set.
I mean, I understand trying to get involved in a potential kill, but you don't have that unleashed TP. You have to just go to the turret. Gonna have to immediately go back to base. You miss out on so many minions being pushed right under your tower in the top lane. This is absolute disaster. Sure, it doesn't result in a kill, but this top lane matchup that was looking so even swings immediately in the favor of Johan. Full minion wave missed, all of that XP, all of that gold, and probably a turret plate too. Going to be
hook lands, but there's Yoshi coming in, force the flash of Misfortune, but Paula's here as well. They're going to get the first blood, they're going to get the first kill, but Misfortune able to take back. The Exhaust Blade is onto it. He's able to get the kill. The 2 kills on the Rex side. That is going to be kill number 3. Coming in with Gomar. 3 kills going over to the GOATs.
And you can see just how much damage this Karthus can do even early on in the game. Ninja Yoshi too. Making it work still. You managed to get 1 kill traded back.
Serotonin going in. Use the ultimate. Trying to get the damage in. Forces the needlework out. Very surprising. Very much aggressive from him. He might have lost that on those minions, but he still has not given up the fight so far.
Absolutely not. Still making it work.
Oh, good flash by
That was close. He's still... Hang on. He's still...
but they all coming in. The Requiem. There's the... There's the Rakan as well. He's going to try to auto away a Minion Rusher. Minion Rusher has to get away. Meanwhile, Johan Serotonin trading on the top lane. There he's just fighting He is such low HP.
One more auto attack right there, and the Rakan would work. Polo needs to be so careful. Can he get to the Blast Cone?
Gets the ultimate, but Ninja Yoshi able to get the kill. Killing spree. 3 kills at 8 minutes in the game.
And this is what we highlighted. Can the Rek'Sai get ahead? I wasn't sure if it was going to happen, but off of multiple aggressive plays from Pirates, the GOATs have been picking up kills, getting that counter gank, especially for Ninja Yoshi, has been super strong. 3-on-1, putting him in a brilliant position. He's going to be working his way towards... What's that build path that he's looking towards? It's a couple of disparate components.
Yeah.
That's...
Stride Breaker?
Must be the Stride Breaker. Yeah, you are right, which is an aggressive build. It does not give you as much tankiness as some of the other builds, but at the same time, that sustained damage up against your opposition is going to be working out. There are plenty of tanks, so you can understand it when paired with the Conqueror. Going to be a very strong Rek'Sai and a definite problem that the Pirates are going to have to overcome right now. Let's see. there's no real bright spark. I mean, sure, you managed to get a kill onto Legacy God, but beyond that, things not looking so hot for the Pirates in this early game.
Yeah, we got another Cloud Dragon this game. Vision already being put down by the Rakan. Meanwhile, all the other lanes, honestly, for what started off as a pretty rough early game, yes, he's down 10 CS, but Bear is still pretty much in it. He's starting, once he got some more mana, once he got some more items, he's been able to stay around, hasn't been taking as many bad trades as he did in the beginning.
Yeah, it's been an impressive comeback right here. I was a little bit worried for the Goats, but they managed to pull this one back. Fighting around the Drake right now. There is going to be a return out of the Goats.
Oh, they're on the Dragon right now. Paula already there. Will there be another steal? No, isn't quite able to get it, but now Yoshi's being CC'd. Can he get the execute? Gets the execute, but trades out. That's a bunch of gold just going over to the Nico.
Well, you absolutely take that one as Pirate Esports going to pick up a kill onto Yoshi. Huge shutdown, like you said, into the Nico, one of the main carries. And although it looked a little bit messy on that smite fight, you are going to pick that one up too. So Drake and a kill. Ignite, top lane.
Needle work. Oh. There comes the ultimate from the set. He's going to go downtown. He missed the last of the needlework, so he's able to stay alive. They're just going to trade it out and going to just walk their separate ways.
Really needed to hit that final needlework, did Johan. He missed a couple of his ultis on the Urgot in the last game too, which wasn't ideal. Still though, the rest of his play's been very good. Set up a decent chunk of CS, but if we're talking CS leads, there's a huge one in the jungle right now.
Yep, 73 to 48. Serotonin so low. Use the ultimate, but now here comes Paula here as well. But the ult Requiem is not going to be able to do enough. Gwen is immune.
And you can see the amount of damage, sure, that can come out of the Requiem is huge, but not when you just have a blasting wand in a lost chapter, you know? You're going to need a couple more items than that as Goma Boy to be able to just burst people out. You can see the idea trying to trade it back. Serotonin just going to lose out on that fight, though. Doesn't have the TP to get back to lane, so is going to be losing out on a couple more minions again. Sparrow Master just walks in, nicks away that Scuttle Crab, and walks out.
Yep. That could be kind of tilting. That's another... Yeah. He's gotten so much stolen from him in these two games. Lost the Dragon, now lose the Scuttle. Trying to play the long game, trying to play the tilt game, I see. Now, Herald is up if they want to take that. Both teams trying to put vision, but with that Scuttle, that actually really gave them an advantage there.
Yeah, it's a definite boost. Gonna be very happy with having picked that one up. It just gives you that fast track over towards that...
Nico in trouble. There comes the ultimate. There comes the knockup. There comes the body slam. But there comes the pop blossom in response. Minion Rusher now having to run away. Does have the flash. Trying to get in position over the wall. Actually gets over. But no! It's going to be the Rek'Sai ultimate. He had the target lock onto him like the heat-seeking missile she is. Goes over the walls. Executes the Nico.
Void Rush just gonna follow over the wall. That's one of the reasons I love that champion so much. I did love her pre-rework, you know, when she could go flying across the map to any of her tunnels. It was very good for getting back into your jungle or your lanes quickly for ganks, but this is definitely a more fun ultimate. Jumping in, managing to pick up that kill. It's exactly what you want to do. This Rek'Sai continuing to stay ahead of the curve. You're a lot less useful in team fights than a Jarvan, especially with the wombo combo potential out of Pirate Esports. So as the Rek'Sai, you have to keep getting kills, keep yourself ahead, up by 5 kills, 40 CS or so. Definitely feeling good about himself.
Injured Yoshi going on top of Minion Rusher, doesn't have the ultimate to follow up, but does a lot of damage nonetheless. Minion Rusher down to the last third of his HP.
Shredding people right there, and that's what you can do. It's very tricky though to play out a team fight. You have to find a really good engage. Can be pretty squishy as well. Stridebreaker a little bit more healthy. You know, you're just not going to get instantly taken down, but still, it's not the easiest of champions to pilot. And Yoshi making a good showing of it right now. Karthus still sat on just a couple of components, no big items. Once you hit that first item, the Karthus actually does something, but beyond that, it's the 3-4 item spike that you're really looking for. And Ninja Yoshi just trying to get the team through the early game ahead, or even either is fine because that scaling component really is there.
Yep. Now, what started off as a pretty good goldie, never mind, I'm going to stop talking because now Johan in a lot of trouble as Ninja Yoshi's here as well. That's going to be another kill. But meanwhile, trading out bots like Cataclysm into the bullet time is exactly what they want. That is the plan. That is the wombo combo. Pirates executed flawlessly.
Just going to pop down that Requiem to do a little bit of return damage. Unfortunately, they weren't able to pick up Keija as well, but still going to find a full turret worth of gold going over to Legacy God and Paula. Maybe sharing it amongst 3, so not a full, you know, injection of gold that you could be seeing. Nice bit there. Response, Ninja Yoshi manages to pick up a kill in the top lane, also going to take away this Herald too. Themselves in a pretty nice spot, you gotta be honest. I feel like both of these teams are relatively happy with the way that one worked out. And for all of the gold that is currently sat on Ninja Yoshi, the rest of the team isn't doing that hot. You know, you're at even gold, a little bit of an advantage actually for Pirates, because their gold spread a lot more evenly. You know, Legacy God sat on 2 items already. I feel like we should highlight that. Jeez, having completed 2 items at, what is that, 50 minutes in the game? That's incredibly impressive.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold that went into the back pot. So now we're about almost. Oh no! Oh jeez. Kaija gets himself caught out, going a bit too far, a bit too cocky, and just pays that price. And that's another kill going over to the Misfortune.
Yeah, Legacy God feeling pretty good about the way that these couple of skirmishes have gone. We are going to get the Herald into the bot lane, not even going to be able to trade it for... Oh, okay, good. Minion Crusher just going to spot that one out. The Drake is available. Is a respawn out of Keija. He's going to be on his way back. Multiple members sat around towards this bot side. Infernal Drake definitely worth fighting over if you want it.
Yep. Now, both sides are starting to bring some people down. TP is not available for Serotonin, but Johan has it himself. That was kind of fortunate for Bear to get chunked out this early on. Misses the pull, but still going to go in. Ult right under tower. Isn't quite able to land it. Hits the last, but the needlework is doing a lot of damage, both at half HP.
It's constantly laying down the pressure, and this is what you want to do right now because Johan does have that teleport available. Serotonin, on the other hand, doesn't have it up for a while, so I'm going to be able to join the big team fight if needs be. Multiple wards actually all around the bot side of the map for the Goats. They're going to feel pretty good about their vision, but this bot side definitely going to be the main focus. Mid in a neutral state, bot lane pushing for Pirates. Things feeling okay. Taking a full reset, we'll see what the items are. Just a couple more components, not a fully completed item on Minion Crusher yet, and still, he's doing plenty of damage.
Yep, that Nico just hurts. It's like a truck.
Really does. Just as soon as you hit kind of anything, honestly, on that Nico, you're going to just be getting chunked out for most of your HP. Pop Blossom specifically, if you can get into the back line and just change the way a team fight is working out. Minion Crusher going back to base right now. I'm imagining, yep, has got that Proto Belt teleport straight back in order to be around for the fight.
Looking for the 50-50 here, trying to get it. They land a hook, going in, the ultimate of the Cataclysm. Oh my god! The damage was massive! Legacy God getting the bullet time of a lifetime with Minion Rusher, able to just clean it up.
That's why you go back to base and pick yourself up that Proto Belt. Didn't even need to use it. Does not matter though, gives you that extra chunk of damage and takes 2 quick kills. Bullet time as well, like you said. That's what you're looking for between Paula hitting that big Cataclysm directly into...
Ooh, he's in a bit of trouble. Taking turret shots, taking the Requiem Ignite as well.
It's gonna not quite burn. That's so close to being a death right there.
Oh, Bear Mustard gets the shutdown onto Legacy God. Can he get 2 kills for it? No, he's going to sacrifice his life, but he's going to gladly take the shutdown for his own life.
You're going to be pretty happy about that one, picking up Legacy God right there. Still, though, Berry Mustard losing his life, his flash, and his ignite for that play. Now going to be in a little bit more vulnerable of a position. Only got that belly bop to be able to get away from potential engagers. And still, Paolo having a great time of it on the Jarvan top lane.
Dodging the needlework. Last one, can he land these? This is going to be important. Serotonin looking for the kill here. But Paula is here as well, trying to join the fight. Doesn't have the Cataclysm quite yet. So Serotonin doing his best to run away. Is able to get back under tower. Is able to just walk away and say goodbye. But now here comes the rest of the team as well. Keija gets in, gets a great engage. Serotonin is going to put Johan to sleep with that sucker punch.
Immediate return. Johan sticking around for a little bit too long. Not on the tankiness of the Urgot this time around. That's a nice little kill, but not too much is going to come out of this play right now. Team sat at relatively even gold, about a QK lead. currently for Pirates, and we've highlighted it before, and I feel it needs to be stressed again. Ninja Yoshi is the big gold lead right now for the GOATs. The rest of the team actually not doing so hot when compared.
Uh-oh, Serotonin in a lot of trouble. Bullet time coming in. Oh no, got a bit too cocky. But now here's Ninja Yoshi as well, trying to get on top of the ADC, but just can't. Gizmo is just so darn tanky. Barramuster here as well, and the rest of the team following up. Johan's here, takes a barrel to the face for his troubles.
And everybody actually from both teams who's alive are up in the top lane, just forcing onto this current. Gonna be able to pick this one up. Bala going in, does have the Cataclysm now. Seems to be a bit risky. The Baron is technically spawning in 40 seconds. You have to imagine that that's not what's going to happen right now, though. I'm just going to go back to base, because if we take a look down at the bot side of the map, Minion Crusher getting a good push right now. Going to be able to pick himself up a good chunk of damage onto this tier 2 turret. I don't know if he's going to be able to complete it. Doesn't have a big minion wave.
No, it just not. That got kind of scary there. Almost everybody wanted to join that fight. First off, Serotonin getting a bit caught out a bit too far, getting hit for his troubles. Oh my god, look at that Nico damage.
Just disgusting, and still, that's a Nico with a Seeker's on guard, some booties, a stopwatch, and only one completed item in the Proto Belt. Still going to be chunking you for, yeah, just a quick quarter of your health bar. It's fine, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Ninja Yoshi has really slowed down his pace. He's still up by about 40 CS, but hasn't managed to find a kill in a couple of minutes' time. Big pressure being laid down around this Baron pit just to establish dominance for the minute for Pirates. They're not going to be able to turn and burn this one without the Nico around, without it being a relatively slow Baron take.
Oh, indeed.
Oh,
Flash coming in for Gizmo. He's going. Oh, amazing bullet time. Oh my god. Gets the massive one. Requiem is going to come up. Serotonin is going to do his best, but he's going to get a hit with the pop blossom. Isn't even going to be able to use the face breaker to do some damage.
Yep, and that's going to be straight onto the Baron right here. Pirate Esports. Gizmo, my man, just flashing over, managing to get multiple members stunned up. Once you do that, straight into the bullet time. Gizmo now playing
Yoshi looking for the steal, getting hooked up, getting CC'd, getting the damage, having to run away. Johan flashing. Minion Rusher as well. They both flash forward, but it's still going to be the Baron being taken, because there's going to be nobody on the side of the GOAT to stop it.
Great defense right there to make sure Ninja Yoshi couldn't get in. Obviously, Rek'Sai very good at leaping their way into team fights through all of those tunnels. Still though, Baron onto Pirate Esports. They've got themselves all of the outer turrets. Most of the inners are looking healthy though. Going to be pushing onto them with a Drake as well, spawning up in just 30 seconds time. At this point, Pirate Esports once again feel like their team fight is just better than opponents. I've not felt like either of the opponents, either the GOATs or the artists today, have really had the ability to team fight in a way that was satisfactory. Whereas Pirate Esports, with the absolute balls on Gizmo to flash there, just making it work.
Oh, speaking of Gizmo, he's immediately going to go on top of Gomar. Now comes Serotonin trying to get on top of him, gets the knockup, gets the CC, they're trying to get the damage. Can they do it? Trying to run away, but Johan absolutely nukes Kaija. And now, Yoshi, bit of trouble. The rest of the team's collapsing onto him. Double kill going over to Johan. Now Barramuster in trouble himself, having to belly bop away just to get it, but the flag and drag from Paula is a threat.
Really is. It's gonna nick away that scuttle. Might pay for it with his life though.
Yep. Minion Rusher's right there as well, having to pop the cast, but there comes the flag and drag over the wall, trying to get away. Baron is trying to do his best, but they're just trying to play with their food right now. Have mercy on him.
And honestly, it was a decent play out of Barramuster to manage to delay multiple members. Gonna get onto this Drake just a little bit slower, not lose as much of the base to this Baron. So that's a decent play out of Barramuster, but unfortunately, yeah, just gonna get taken out immediately. Gizmo hitting those hooks, constantly looking to be aggressive and landing them at such a brilliant rate. I've got to think for the next set of teams playing in this Welsh League, you kind of don't want to give Parla over the Jarvan. You don't want to give Gizmo over a hook champion. But at the same time, I don't feel like you can give Legacy God anything. He's so strong.
What is he at? He's almost at 4 items right now. Already has the collectors. So he's going to be executing people on the side of the GOATs. Those wombo combos have been just played immaculately, like timed perfectly, like one after another. They know exactly what they're trying to do every single time. They're so well coordinated. I cannot compliment them enough.
Such a nice set of play, and we weren't sure what we were expecting coming into this Welsh League, having not watched any Welsh esports before. I'm not even sure I've covered a Welsh player in a game before today. And all of a sudden, I'm loving the way that Pirates play. Their map control is incredibly impressive. Their map rotation as well, constantly having somebody on a sideline pushing out a wave. Trying to get something done with this tail end of the Baron for right now. Not sure how much more they're going to be able to get. That is a single issue right here with the composition they drafted themselves. They don't have the best push. A lot of low-range champions. Plenty of wave clear with the Karthus, with that Gragas. Although, to be fair, not the best.
Oh no, the Nico's award. They don't know it. Oh, he isn't able to quite get it. Gizmo throws a hook out in the end. I was actually kind of scared because when Nico became the ward.
Yeah. Anytime that the Nico is pretending to be something and the opposition don't know, it is potential for some absolute hilarity. Still just going to be pushing up towards the top side of the map. The Baron has now gone away. Next time, I'm not going to be spawning for another 2.5 minutes time. 3 minutes on the Drake, so you're just going to keep up the pressure right here as Pirate Esports keep taking away all of the jungle that you can from the goats and starve them out. You're sat currently at a 10k gold lead. Once again, we're going to see a bit of a wallet diff.
Yeah, no, and they've actually shown it in every single fight. This poor Gragas is only at a single item and just some components. As his tower is about to fall, looking for an engage here, isn't quite able to find what they're looking for. This is dire straits for the goats.
Really is, and it looks like Pirates are absolutely the strongest team in this tournament we have right now. Looking to push onto this bottom lane turret. Interesting to see when they're going to take resource. Oh, Yoshi. Oh, no. Yoshi.
Okay,
Good
okay,
war.
okay. Okay.
If he hadn't have warded just then, he was about to get so very flashed on top of. We know that Gizmo loves to do it. Anytime he's got the flash up, just expect this man to go flying in. Now sieging onto this.
They're going for the engage with the bullet time. He's doing so much damage to Pop Blood. He's going to have a finish off it.
Oh, jeez.
Turn the rest of the goats into mutton. The only saving grace is potentially this Karthus, but it is lights out for the goats.
I think they might just be able to end right here. 20 seconds until the next person is available. Unfortunately, not got a minion wave, so he's gonna have to wait around. They might just try to end this one. Last time we saw them be a little bit calmer about it. That was absolutely huge. The Pop Blossom, the bullet time, just shredding people. These next turrets are gonna fall incredibly quickly, and this will be game.
That is game. Pirates absolutely dominating the 7 Seas in the last 2 games. They took down the Artists. They turned oh no, can't do that joke. They turned the goats into mutton. They have been absolutely on a tear today, and it's not even just like they win slightly. They just stomp every single time. What a
you can see the idea out of Pirate Esports is that, hey, the first 5-6 minutes, you have a chance. Once again, there was pretty good jungling. A lot of gank vulnerability, actually, out of some of the Pirates laners. And it was well played, I'd say, out of Ninja Yoshi. I mean, on the reg side, that's what you need to do, but the rest of the lanes just were not having a particularly good time. It was only the jungle where that gold difference was, but it doesn't matter, because the team fights are just better. The synergy out of the Pirates was incredibly impressive, constantly roaming around the map with multiple members. Gizmo just teaming up consistently with anybody, up into the top lane, around with the jungle, into the mid lane, just leaving behind the bot lane, because why not? You are pretty confident that he's not going to die. Legacy God having a brilliant time of it as well, and these team fights were just so well coordinated.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, if I had to give the player of the game, the MVP of this one, I'm just going to give it to Gizmo. Look at that. Out of the 21 kills that game, he had 18 of the 21. Yeah. 18 he was in one of those fights. Absolutely monstrous performance.
And 20
from Paula. Actually, hold up.
Both of them. I think together, Gizmo and Paula together were just running the map. They were working as a tandem duo, making their way into every single lane, and just making it rain for the Pirates all over. This team should be incredibly impressed with themselves. For the goats, for the Artists, they put up a good fight during the early game, but the team fight diff was just too strong.
Yep. Well, What some games! Our first introduction to
Yeah.
Welsh League of Legends, and what an absolute terror it was. That was a lot of fun. I had a blast. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, I've been incredibly happy. I want to watch more Welsh esports because if it's all like this, especially with the Pirates, yeah, I'm incredibly happy. It's so much fun.
Yep. But I think that's about going to do it for us here, folks, here on the desk/casting. My name is Ryan Boeing. Joined with me, wonderful Bloxer. I think you can find Black Bloxer on Twitter and
Yeah.
on Twitch, I believe, as well. You can find me on Ramboing115, both on Twitch and Twitter. And also a wonderful shout out to our fantastic producer, Velocity, over in the corner. They, as we mentioned before in the last game, production does not get enough credit as they deserve, and they've done a fantastic job stepping onto the plate today to get this show on the road. And thank you again for Pirates for bringing us on and inviting us to do the cast today. We are absolutely pleased to be here. So
It was so much fun. Thank you very much to everybody. Yes, thank you very much, Velocity, for the production, and thanks, Pirates, for the fun as hell games.
Yep. But that about does it here, folks. Join us next time whenever Pirates stream again. And if you can follow us over when we ever stream the NLC. Anyways, that does it here. Have a nice night, y'all.